What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP Play Sonic Unleashed Part 27. We are here in front of the Mazuri hot dog stand, and we are going to do the Mazuri set of both daytime and nighttime missions. Down Facio's Mazuri hot dog stand. I got hot dogs. They're delicious, but if you don't clear them, same thing that the others say. Time trial finish. Mazuri Savannah Citadel Day Stage Act 1 in 4.5 minutes. This mission is perfect for a speed demon like you. There are plenty of paths to choose from, only one's the quickest. Keep trying till you know which. So this is going to be one of the harder areas that we actually have to do, or this is going to be one of the harder hot dog missions that we actually have to do, because Savannah to Citadel Day Stage Act 1 Day Stage by itself is not that easy of a level to begin with, and then you add having to get through it in 4.5 minutes. Definitely difficult, but as long as you try to stay out of the muck here at the beginning, it shouldn't be too difficult. At least trying to get through this section. Remember just to try to get a feel for the level for the other challenges, the battle and ring challenges. You can see a few areas here where you can save a little bit of time trying to go for the hoops, both rainbow and orange. Going for the hoops by themselves will definitely always increase your chances of getting through an area quickly. There probably is best if you hit those hoops at top or up top. I'm not 100% sure exactly where that would have led if I had followed the bottom or the switch. For these poles here, you want to be very careful while going along them, especially here, trying to make sure that you do not fall and die. But anyway, so let's see. Remember, just try to stay higher up. The higher up you are, the better the chance of getting through an area, no matter which level it is, a lot quicker. You know, that's a common theme with Sonic games. The higher path is most commonly the quickest path. That's true in the 2D sections of these more modern Sonic games, as well as the old 2D Sonic games. The higher paths are always the quicker and the less dangerous, and you can make up a lot of time there if you cared about going after the time. Back then, it wasn't really that big of a need to back then, other than just trying to collect lives. For a lot of those areas, you want to make sure that you make this as well, because that will cut out a large portion of the bottom section. It will help you get up through here faster. But if you do not get through this section fast, and if you have to fall down, that will definitely ruin any chance of you being able to get both the S rank here and completing this mission, or the other levels of the style mission. You'll obviously want to be very careful here when you're doing the ring challenge. It would definitely suck to have to get caught there with that egg fighter. But for the old Sonic games, it was more about lives. The higher the score you had, the better chance you would have of gaining lives at the end. That was your reward for doing well and trying to go through the levels quickly, was trying to get lives out of the end score. So, if we were going for the level 3, and you have to get through it in 2.5 minutes, wouldn't have been doing very good. If I was trying to do that one, sadly. Just again, try to stay out of the muck, try to stay on the higher sections, go for all the rainbow hoops and the orange hoops you can. You shouldn't have any problem at all. I'm impressed. Very, 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 very cool. Very cool. It's fun watching you bounce around here. Eat this. Come on now. It's a custom link just for you. Got a Scorcher dog. So this is the only hot dog that Chip will not like, and if you do feed it to him, your friendship ranking with him will go down. So you want to be very careful feeding this to him. Same thing we've heard before. Get through it in 3.5 minutes, which is a little bit better, but level 3 is the one that counts, and we have to do that one. So beat over 20 foes here. Let me see some rings. This mission's rules are simple. You just beat up everyone in sight. remember the place with all the enemies. That right there is the sweet spot. So that would be the first 2 groups of egg fighters. You can gain a lot of time through that section. If you can hit well over 90% of the robots, maybe just leave 1 or 2 left. You want to try to hit them right up the middle. That's the best way to try to go through there and get those areas. You may also want to try to practice these levels without doing the time trial, just to try to get the hang of these levels. See here, I'm doing a little bit better. Alright, so here you want to just try to hit them right up the middle, but since we're not pressed for time, you can just use the homing attack here, and then you can gain a lot of robots. As you can see, you can gain 18 right there. That will definitely help out the farther you go into this. You also want to look on the other paths around just to see where the robots are. That'll always pay out in the end. I do believe the egg flames count as enemies, so you can try to kill those once you get up to their section. You can't. Yep, so they do count as enemies, thankfully. I kind of expected they would, but you never know. Okay, so you may want to actually hit that section to try to gain a little bit of time here as well. I want to try to kill him if you can. There we go. So through here, you want to kill every one of these egg flames. Don't really worry about rings. That's not your big concern right now. And I will talk about the level 3 challenge here in a minute. To get off of this, just let go. I want to kill all of these, obviously. The main focus here while trying to do this one is just try to kill as many enemies as possible. I mean, just take your time, go through the slower, lower sections. Just you want to try to get every enemy that you can within reason. You don't want to go hopping around on the rails. You don't want to go after a lot of those enemies. Well, that egg fighter hopefully won't be useful all that much. But you want to, or the egg flame. But you want to be careful while actually going up against them. Their flames do obviously hurt, and they like to use their flame a lot of the time. Well, their regeneration for the flames are pretty quickly. They can start using them very quickly after using it, so you want to be very careful while dealing with them, especially for the ring challenge. Let's see, we'll fail this and see if there's a lower section with a few more enemies. Doesn't look like it, just a slower section down through here. Let me see if these enemies count. Okay, so these enemies do count. I thought they might not, because I think they'll keep regenerating through there. I want to be very careful through that section. Okay, so the E10 spinners will continue to spawn just to help you get back up there. The egg fighter, however, will not. But you can. They will count towards your enemy score for the first time, but after that, they will no longer count. So you want to be careful. Well, I guess you want to make sure that you're not relying on them. That'll definitely help you out. So 42 enemies. Let's see. Have to kill 40 enemies, so that's pretty good. Just make sure, as I said, try to go for the lower sections, get as many of the egg flames as possible, and make sure that you get every single egg fighter at the beginning. That will be what ensures you getting the victory here with this mission. You just want to make sure that you do not boost through that section. Just go ahead and homing attack all of them. It's not as quick, but you'll make sure that you get every single robot. Very nice, good. You're just bursting with pep. Here, eat this. Okay, Scorcher dog. Again, remember, Chip doesn't like them, so don't feed them to him. Let me see. So, kill 30 enemies, grab 100 rings, which is easy, a ring collecting mission, perfect for a greedy ring hog like you. The key to collecting rings is not to get hurt. The rest takes care of itself. Keep the prickly areas in mind. Well, there's not too many prickly areas as long as you stay up higher, especially through a lot of the 2D section. You won't get to too many spikes, But the problem is the egg flames, especially that one egg flame that kept giving me trouble last time. That one will be your biggest problem. You could try to collect a few rings through there, you know, just take your time and try to collect a few rings through this section, or just try to boost and use the slide, the drifting move through that section. That'll definitely help you out. Remember, stay high as you can. You may not be able to collect as many rings as you would like to on the higher sections, because a lot of the time the high sections are not all that well known for rings, or for being a section for rings. There's some rings up there that I would like to get, but I'm not going to waste too much time with it. Oh, there we go. You may be able to save a little bit of time through that section as well, if you're careful. Crap! What the? Got to be careful through that section. It'll definitely trip you up while you're going through there. You can use the light speed dash on that first set of rings, and you'll be able to get them every time. Just remember to boost, drift. You want to drift a little bit earlier while going through there, so you can stay out of the muck. That'll definitely help you. In the long run, you can see you can gain 60 rings there at that first section. Always useful, always easy. Okay, so it would seem that the higher sections do hold a few extra rings that you can collect. Just again, be careful through this section. If you can try to get to those rainbow hoops up there, you'll definitely save yourself a lot of trouble. So maybe the high section is not the fast section through there. I was unaware of, you know, whether it was for sure or not. For this egg flame, I don't believe the flames will actually hurt you, but it's best if the last two sets of egg flames are lit. You want to go ahead and slide underneath them, collect a few rings here. Just make sure that you collect at least pick a row and, you know, try to stick with it as best as you can. Don't worry about any rings that are not coming after you, like you've seen here several times. I believe they will catch up to you in time, so you don't have to worry about not being able to collect them. This is the one egg flame that I'm talking about. As soon as the flames die out, that's about the best time you can attack. I don't believe the existing flames will actually be able to hit you. If they may, you may want to be able to time it, out a little bit better than what I've been able to. You want to boost through that section to be able to hit that rainbow ring. I don't know why I wasn't boosting through there. But you know, you definitely want to try to practice that. I don't believe there's too many rings around here, but the ground here, especially in the sunlight, looks a lot like rings, so the rings are camouflaged a lot of the time. Again, just stay up high. Not only will it help save you time. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, staying up high will not only help you get through this faster and you'll be safer, you can also gain a few rings while you're going through there. The lines of 3 rings that you noticed that I've been going after, I don't believe you actually have to worry about not being able to hit them or collecting all of them. As long as you boost while going through there, you shouldn't have any trouble at all, so you shouldn't have to worry about actually slowing down and trying to collect each individual ring. You can, of course, if you want to, or if you don't have enough rings. I will read off the level 3 with the requirements for the level 3 mission through here. So we'll see if we could even make that. I believe it's only 300 rings, but you never know. Yep, 300 rings. So even without, just follow that same exact path, and you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Just remember, watch out for that one egg flame, because if you do get hit by him, it's a pretty safe bet that you will not be able to get the level 3 mission beat. So you just want to be very careful while going through there, as well as that one section with the 4 egg flames that will light up as soon as you pass them. Hee, amazing. Those grunts and shouts of yours could wake the dead. Okay, so got the Scorcher dog. I'm actually making pretty good time. I thought Mazuri would be one of my longer sections, but we haven't got to the date. We haven't got to the night yet. If you remember, Savannah Citadel Night Stage Act 1 was actually a pretty long level, and trying to beat it, we have 20 minutes to beat it, and then 15 and 10. That's consistent. The nighttime time trial stage or the nighttime hot dog missions will be consistent for every continent except for, I believe, Eggman Land. That might be a little bit different. I'm not sure as of right now, because I'm not that far ahead, and I won't spoil too much about that. You know, it's nothing really to spoil, but it's just better that way. But anyway, so let's see, time trial, finish in 20 minutes. Same thing that we've seen before. Missions perfect for speed demon like you. Which bad guys to tackle, which paths to take. It's up to you to make the right choices and save precious time. So, if you remember, I believe it was in part 3 or 4, I was talking about a shortcut that you can take that involves 2 platforms that you have to raise out of the ground and be able to save a lot of time while going through there, because you don't have to raise both of the platforms all the way, and you can you don't have to worry as much about the raising the platforms up, which will allow you to save time. Well, you have to make sure that you are careful when you do that. I'm not sure if I can do it here. I'll definitely try, and if not, I will at least try to observe what I'm doing wrong and try to point out how to be able to do it. But you can see here, if you remember during the storyline, Robotnik is trying to take this place over. Dark Gaia doesn't have a really big presence here. It's mostly just Robotnik, so a lot of the fights that we'll actually see here is just the egg fighters. And they have a pretty high defense, so they are kind of hard to take out. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about them all that much. Let me see. I believe here all we have to do is just push this. Now, with some objects, while you're pushing and pulling, namely the boxes, while holding the boxes or gems, you can... Let me see, does this not allow me to get up there? I might have just messed up here. Let me see. Nope, okay. You want to make sure that you're at the highest point of your jump before you use the double jump. But you can see here, while pushing or pulling the boxes, if you push the dash buttons, which are the L2 or R2 button, you can push or pull these boxes faster, and that also applies with boxes or the gems that you're carrying. So you can see a few Dark Gaia minions here and there, but for the most part, Dark Gaia doesn't have a really big presence here. The majority of what the enemies will be are just different versions. Well, only 2 versions of the egg fighters. The normal ones, and I believe the ones with shields. There may be a few with swords up the road, but so far I don't believe there's too many. I believe this is actually supposed to be the second area that we unlocked, so I might have actually jumped the gun doing Spagonia. But because I like Spagonia so much, you know, I wanted to go ahead and do it ahead of time, because I figured this level would give me a lot more trouble than the daytime stage would actually give me a lot more trouble than it actually did. Obviously, I'm glad it didn't, but you know, just figured that's what it would do. So here, you just want to throw that little Rex at the switch. Then you want to jump onto this platform. It will be at a height where you can just double jump onto it. You don't have to worry about it while you're going through there. So here's a few more shield robots. You can actually ambush them, and you can kill them pretty quickly. You just want to have to make sure that the other robot doesn't see you. Well, if it does, while he's sitting there trying to call for reinforcements, you want to immediately try to kill him. And for the little Rexes, you want to try to use a lot of your crowd control attacks, which are a lot of the big sweeping attacks that you can use. Let me see, where am I supposed to go? I'm supposed to flip this switch, but what will this do? Okay, I think I know what it does. and I believe we have to push that because we cannot actually get up on that platform. This is another area where you can save a little bit of time, because the range in which you can latch on with your arms is actually pretty far. So you do not have to be right underneath a platform or you don't have to be really close to a platform to be able to get onto it. I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd much rather do this instead of jump backwards off of it. So you don't actually have to be close, and that'll definitely save you a little bit of time while going through there. You do want to be careful because you have to. Oh wait, I'm supposed to throw those little Rexes at these platforms, I think. Yeah, crap. Okay. Yeah, you want to be careful doing that. Obviously, you can jump, but I don't believe you can actually double jump while you're moving around up here. Stay up as high as you can. That'll help you out in the long run. Except for the dark bat, the red dark bat will shoot at you, but you'll just be able to get through there a lot faster if you stay up as high as you can, or if you stay up on that higher platform. So beating this area in 10 minutes, I'm not sure. Beating this level in 10 minutes, I don't believe I can do it in this run. So this is the room and the area where you can actually save a whole lot of time with, if you can see those platforms that we have to raise up with the switches. And these boxes here, there are 2 boxes, and I believe I had forgotten to use both of those boxes while I was here through my previous run, or my first run. So what you want to do is you want to pull this box here, put that really close to the platform, raise this one to its highest, it doesn't really matter which one you raise up, it's just you have to make sure that you raise at least one up. Okay, so that will get that up there, and then just pull this one over. There is actually another technique that you don't actually have to use both boxes, and it involves just using this first box. Oh crap, really? Okay, well, damage control time will... Alright, that should be low enough. Yeah, I don't remember that one trick. You don't have to raise either of these platforms to their highest. Let me see if that will do it. I don't want to waste time here, but because I have time to waste, I can show off what you're supposed to do here. No. Let's see if that'll do it. It's kind of difficult to tell where exactly the height or the highest point in the platform is. Just mess around with it a little bit. Remember, you have to get through this section in 10 minutes. This last fighting section will be the hardest point. If you have Unleashed, go ahead and break it out, use it, try to get through these egg fighters, especially if you remember, they just keep on coming. Use some of the upgrades here to help yourself in the long run, especially the ones with the shields. You want to save your Unleashed for this point. Just remember to use everything that is given to you. You have to battle, I believe, only 3 waves of egg fighters through here. Alright, so 10 minutes shouldn't be any trouble whatsoever. Even messing around trying to get the platforms to line up. If you notice what I did, I didn't raise it all the way up to its highest point. I was about 3 steps from raising that one platform to its highest point. About 2 or 3 steps, I guess. So you may want to play around with it on the original Act 1. Go through there and just mess around with it and try to figure it out there. But for the most part, it's pretty easy. Or try to go through the survival run first, practice it, get it down to where you can do it every time. You just subconsciously know, okay, I'll have to just pull the platform here, and I'm done. I'm impressed. Okay, so I believe he says the same thing as he did before. But yeah, it's definitely something that will help you out if you practice trying to do the survival run first. This mission is super hard. Time to show us all what you've got. Just take a look at your life count. Maybe now you can see just how serious this mission is. I know I've said this all before, but you may want, upgrading all of your skills will definitely help you out. Except for the unleashed bar in the guarding, you don't want to max those out. The biggest things that will help you out is just doing the life, and life, strength, and combos, and that will definitely help you out trying to get through these missions. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to waste time messing around with anything else. You shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. I don't know why I can't grab onto this box. I guess you can't pull it. You're only supposed to push it, but yeah, definitely combos, strength, and life. You'll be able to get through these missions very easy. As I've said before, Unleashed is kind of like your magic. It's about this game's equivalent for magic. And it's not that impressive. It's not that important really to take care of, to want to do. While it is helpful, it definitely does help out, especially with these egg fighters. It's the ones with the shields, most definitely. But for the most part, you don't actually have to worry all that much with the unleashed bar. The shield isn't something that you really use all that often unless you're going up against egg fighters, the machine gun egg fighters, and even then it's not that useful of a thing to try and go after the shield. Oh, of course, play the game how you want it, but for the but if you're going the full strength play style, life and strength will help you out in the long run, because you can. While you don't want to worry about magic or not magic, the unleashed bar or the life to a large degree, especially while you're just doing the story. But because you see here what I did with these little Rexes, if you have the strength and the combos, you can go in there and ambush them before they actually know what hit them. You can go in here in a crowd of egg fighters, little Rexes, whatever it is, and you can go through there and defeat them all before they can before they can actually damage you. Well, you want to make sure that you take out the projectile enemies first. Dark bats, electric masters, flame masters, and these evil flowers. Those are about the only things that will hurt you, or that will be able to actually get a hit off on you. For the most part, you don't have to worry too much about anything else, like other projectile enemies, the egg fighters with machine guns, obviously. But you want to make sure that you, as I said, be able to ambush the robots before they can actually get a chance to defend, or if they notice you, see, because he wasn't able to say anything. You can go through here. Like you can catch the little Rexes sleeping, and you can kill them all without taking any damage at all. But the little Rexes aren't that difficult, to be quite honest. So they're not a very good representation of. I believe we're supposed to. I'll try this out as well. This is another good area to practice. Let's see, you can leave that there. I believe you can actually push the box up onto this platform, or push the box up onto this platform, and be able to leave it low enough so that you can use the double jump on it. Let's see, because well, I guess that's about the lowest point of it, and if you leave the box up there and you push up against the platform, you can get onto it. Keep the box right here, and you can latch onto it there. That's actually a pretty good idea. Or if you don't want to do that, just raise it up a little bit more and then you can jump onto this box here. Well, yeah, definitely, you know, push the box up onto the platform, and you can try it like that. It'll definitely help you out a lot more than having to go through and do all this extra crap. It'll save you a lot of time. But if you notice, even though I did mess around and I did get caught like here, I didn't have to do a whole lot, or it wasn't that difficult for me to be able to get it under 10 minutes. So if you don't have a problem with getting it under 10 minutes, like me, then you don't have to worry about any of this extra stuff. But it is there if you do have a problem going through the level normally. You can always use those types of shortcuts, and they're not really well-known shortcuts because it's kind of a pain to try to deal with. Wonder why they didn't show up. Okay, well, for here, what you'd want to do is, if you felt confident enough, you could get across to that far platform there, but if you don't, there is land right underneath us. You can jump right there, and of course they appear right now. Isn't that convenient? But you know, you can jump to that far platform there if you wanted to from up there. If both the dark bats do not appear for whatever reason, they should have though. But you know, hey, whatever. If you are falling, just make sure that you spam the circle button, and you should be able to latch onto it as soon as you get into range. But you want to make sure that you're pushing up against any platforms or ledges that you can latch onto, so that you can get to it close enough and quick enough without dying. Thankfully I didn't take damage from that evil flower shooting at us. But while they are hopping around and trying to get the attention of any reinforcements in the area, you also want to try to use that opportunity to take them out. These evil flowers, that's about the only thing that will actually be able to attack you, and they don't even do that much damage. The evil flowers don't, so you don't have to worry about them at all. Okay, we'll pull this here, just like we did last time. And as I said before, good time to practice. Trying to do this trick, you don't have to raise, because you have the box up there. You don't have to raise this all the way up to its highest point. And I'll see if I can show that off. You can raise it to about right there. If you see it, the highest point is there. Just lower it till about right here, and you can get up there pretty easily. And that will save precious seconds while trying to deal with the going after the oh no, okay, I guess I dropped it a little bit too much. There we go. So you can see it's not quite at an angle, it's not quite flat, but it's not at that as far of an angle as it was before. You want to be careful about those, getting that dark bat around. Ouch, well, that was stupid. Okay. Well, just for the sake of, just to get through this section, don't worry about it, I guess. I don't know why it's not, that's right, we had to get the box. And, can't believe I did that again, but usually I do, because it makes more sense for that box to go there, and that far platform be the one that actually lets you raise it up. But okay, we can mess around with this one a little bit more. So you can see here, plenty of area for the box to reach. Because you have to get the box up there, you can actually lower it a lot. If you can get up here with a double jump, you can lower it a little bit more, because as I said, you can kind of glitch it so that you can push up against the wall and you can make it easily. Remember, even you especially want to do this on survival, since you don't have the rings that will save you while going through here. But just make sure that you get the collectibles or the upgrades that are in those pots on the side there. Remember to ambush them as soon as they appear. Be careful about walking into the ring once it appears in the middle. And that's something that if you can learn how to use it every time, it will definitely help you out in the long run. Trying to ambush enemies as soon as they appear. Once you can learn how to do that, that'll definitely help you out in the long run. Because as soon as an enemy appears, you can just ambush them and pretty much take them out before and kill them before they even know what hit them, and before they even the exclamation point appears above their head. You can just take them out, no problem. The fight's done, it's over, and you ain't got to worry about anything else. So that's the Mazuri done. Thankfully it didn't give me too much trouble. It's actually one of my fastest runs while going through here. Amazing, a perfectly ironclad defense, even in a pinch, you're cool as ever. That's our 5th Scorcher dog. Now we can head on to... I'm obviously not doing this in the order in which I gained the... well, I'm going to try to. I thought Spagonia was the first location, but it's actually... well, Spagonia may have unlocked, but I don't believe you could have actually played there at first. But we're going to go ahead and head to Holoska. I would like to go to Chun'an, but Chun'an will probably be a little bit too difficult. And while I'm not running out of time, I'm just a little bit over 30 minutes now. I still don't want to take too long or waste too much time doing meaningless things when and where I don't have to. Let me see if I can find the hot dog trials. Holoska. Okay. So... going through here through the day, we have to get through it in 7 minutes. Normally, if Wintos is here, no, that's a shame. All right, so anyway, for ice cold hot dogs, come to Don Fascio's Holoska hot dog stand. But if you don't clear, okay, so I got mountain missions for you. Hey Sonic, what kind of mission you want? Finish in 7 minutes. That should be. Pretty easily. Alright, get going, champ. Show me that Sonic sprint of yours. Grab those rings and keep on boosting. So, hopefully it won't be too difficult. It shouldn't be, though. You know, it's fairly simple level, except for the bobsledding areas. And thankfully there won't be a whole bunch of traps set out in the middle. You want to use the light speed dash through these rings sections just to try to gain them at first. But yeah, thankfully there won't be too many BS rings out in the middle like there was with Jari Pika's mission. That was painful. I will definitely say that was painful. You can either jump there or use the light speed dash. Remember through here, just use a light hop to get through this section. Be careful on the ice though. Obviously, the longer you can get in the air, the better off you'll be. But that also leads us. What the hell? That also leads its way into being able to die pretty quickly because you won't know where you'll land. So you definitely want to be careful. Through here with the rings, you can either, while trying to go after the rings, you can either ignore those moles or you can kill them. Pretty much up to you. Taking damage on the bobsled, I don't believe you have to worry as long as you just hit the egg fighters in the front of the bobsled. You shouldn't have to worry at all about taking damage. Remember you cannot boost while you're doing this, so just be careful. Remember to hop on the E10 spinners, and you shouldn't have any trouble while going through there. Hit those rainbow rings. Obviously, you'll not only miss a few enemies, but you'll also be able to gain them. That one E10 spinner, you may have to hit him. I'm not 100% sure whether you actually do or don't. Holes you want to watch out for. There are a lot of them. Obviously, you want to watch out for these ice sickles that are falling off the top. while you're doing the ring mission. I'll talk more about that once I get to it, actually. But you want to be on the, if you do start out with anything other than the crap. Okay, I guess it's not that important. You want to be wary for any potential enemies that you can actually hit. If you do anything, if you don't start out with the battle trial first, you want to be watchful for any enemies that you can actually gain. The moles will help you out. The robots in those low sections will help you out, or the sections on the water will help you out. You can actually gain a lot of time with them. I'm not too familiar with this level because I don't practice it a whole lot, so I'm a little bit scared through here, or I guess cautious, a little bit overly cautious. Probably could stay up higher and be a little bit better if I could jump over that Robotnik spring. Boost through this section. Another bobsled section. I believe you can actually die through this one, so you want to be careful. The ice spikes you should never have a problem with. The bobsled thankfully controls a lot better than it would seem. It's not as tight. It's a lot freer than I would expect, especially on this ice. You don't have to worry too much in the way of dodging things here. Okay, so for whatever reason it didn't seem to, maybe because I landed on top of him, I don't know, but you can collect those rings. If you can try to collect both of those rings, you'll gain 20 instead of 10, which will definitely help you out, especially if you do take damage. So we'll dump some more into speed. 50, so I'm going to believe speed level 10 is the highest that we can actually gain for Sonic. So let me take a look here. For the level 3, we actually have to get through the level in 3 minutes. Obviously, I did not do that. You want to be careful. You want to obviously be a lot faster than I was, and try to stay up high as high as you can. I wonder if that was one for the books. You run like the chilly Arctic wind. Shut up and eat, champ. This icy link is a badge of honor, and you earned it. Chili dog. Chili dog. It's not like a chili dog that you, like a hot dog that you put chili on. This is supposed to be kind of like a pun on it. It's supposed to be like a cold hot dog or whatever. But anyway, so battle trial, defeat over 20 foes. Not a problem. All right, get going, champ. Blaze a path atop the fallen bodies of all who stand before you. Remember the place where all the enemies is at. Right there is the sweet spot. So I don't know, because you actually have to kill 60 enemies, so I may actually have to show that off, but remember here in the ice field to try to go after as many enemies as possible. For whatever reason, it does not actually seem like I can. Ouch. Use the light speed dash on these rings. I don't know why. It's not, it's not because because I shouldn't have the light speed dash to this section. That's actually, there's actually a lot of shortcuts that will allow you to better your ranks once you gain those abilities to unlock. This electric spinner will definitely help you out in the enemy count. There may be a few enemies on the bottom down there I may have missed that I just haven't seen before. Take it slow through here, especially through these icy sections. You can miss a lot of the enemies, and you want to definitely try to kill as many enemies as possible. The egg ice, or the ice fans, whatever they're called. You want to try to go after those moles. Always a good idea to go after those as well. On the bobsled, just go into a crowd of egg fighters, because there are no brakes while using the bobsled. You cannot actually try to hit every single egg fighter that you see, so you want to try to be careful and be watchful while going through these sections. There is really no way to control how you hit the E10 spinners. while going through here, as I said, there's no brakes, there's no way to slow yourself down, so you just try to go for the first one you see and hit as many as you can. That one you want to try to jump a little bit sooner for. It may, it may take a little bit of practice to be able to try to get through there. Through here, especially if you're trying to do the ring challenge, you want to be cautious and slow while going through here. You want to obviously dodge this hole. But as soon as we get out here on the ice, you want to go through here. All of those low cavernous sections, like through here, you can. One of those machine gun egg fighters. Actually, two of them, it would seem. So you can actually gain a lot of kills through these two sections. I believe there are actually two sections. No? Okay, well, through that section you can actually gain a handful of kills. So what you want to do is you want to jump and then use the homing attack. You want to let off the boost, jump, and then use the homing attack. You should be able to get it. You shouldn't die, and you should be able to get a pretty good amount of kills while going through there. The bobsled sections and the ice field sections will definitely hurt you. So I want to see if what could be up here. Well, that'll definitely save you a lot of time. That's probably how you have to get through there in 3 minutes. But sadly, I wasn't able to get through there. Careful. These two, obviously you can get those. It would seem that we actually cannot get up there, so probably just that one rainbow hoop is where you can actually gain a lot of your time while trying to go through there for the time trial challenge, or the time trial, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so going through here, trying to kill as many robots as possible will definitely help you out. I doubt I will actually get to 60, and that's probably just because I missed a handful of robots on the bottom sections. But you can see how you can actually gain a lot of robots while going through here. If you can hit well over 90% of these robots, you should be able to get it no problem. I did miss a lot, so if I don't get 60 enemies, and I'm not going to, you can just see where I missed them on the bobsled. It isn't that hard to control. Remember that one low section with the first E16 spinner? You can go after him, and you shouldn't have any trouble killing him, or going back through there and probably picking up one or two egg fighters. I know there is at least one through there because you can hear it. I'm not sure how many other ones that are down there though. So it's just useful if you are watchful and you watch, try to get as many of them on the ice fields and on the bobsled. Wonderful, that was one for the books, The Toast to the Conquering Hero. Got another chili dog. So here we have to gain 100 rings, probably. Let's see. Okay, so 100 rings. Alright, get going, chant. Think you can remember the positions of all those rings. The key to collecting rings is not to get hurt. The rest takes care of itself. Keep the prickly areas in mind. Icicle cavern, as well as being careful on the bobsled. Now, the level 3 mission is get 500 rings. So you definitely want to be careful while going through there. Here, you can actually use the quick step, or just jump over that last set of icicle spikes, and you want to try to get into the middle of those rings, and you shouldn't have any trouble past that. But you can see I already have 100 rings there. You want to try to go for those rings. That'll probably help you out a lot more than. Crap! Come on. Oh, you just use the air boost through there. Want to hop low over that. If you notice that spring right back there, that's where the other egg fighters will be at. Through here, you want to try to line it up so that you can boost. Or you can just run back, there is no time limit, so you can just run back. But you want to be careful while on the ice. It is slippery, and grip is at a minimum, so you definitely want to be very careful while going through here. Try to head for the boost pads. That'll help you out in the long run. Watching out for these moles. You have to be right on top of them if you're going to stomp them to be able to kill them. Remember, our goal is 500 rings, so you just want to be careful. 200 through here isn't too bad, I don't guess. Just be careful. You may actually just want to dodge the egg fighters while on the bobsled, since it seems to be not really random how you take damage, but it's definitely not set in stone how to avoid taking damage on the bobsled, so you just want to be careful. Obviously, you want to try to hit these E10 spinners, stay out of the ice fields, so that you don't take damage. Stay high, you'll avoid most of the damage. You can jump over him and not hit him. I don't believe he's actually necessary. Through here, you want to boost on that one, but then after that, take your time, run through here. You may even want to run back and get a few of those rings if you missed. I was trying to go for the middle one and obviously missed. You want to be careful because the snow that Sonic kicks up will actually blind you, so you won't be able to see where you're going. Again, remember, just take your time. You are not on a time limit while doing the doing these missions or this trial. So just take all the time in the world that you need. Want to try to go for the middle of all of these rings. Staying up here will definitely gain you a few more rings as well as a few more kills. It will help you out. While you're doing the battle trial, you can definitely take your time and go through there and not have to worry. I believe you have to kill 30 enemies for the level 2. I will definitely take a look at that. I don't believe I can just read it off here before I change to tonight. So you want to oh wow, yeah, that definitely saves you a lot of time. Okay, so it's actually very feasible. Once you get to the highest point of your jump, air boost or homing attack into the wall, and you'll be able to get up there, then just air boost or homing attack into the rainbow hoop. No problem whatsoever. You can get into it pretty easily, and you'll save yourself a lot of time. That's about the only way that you can get through there and beat this level in under 3 minutes. I definitely don't suggest going along these, because it seems that you can actually take damage from hitting those for whatever reason. Oh crap! I want to be very careful. I know I'm not collecting any rings at all, but I'm just trying to stay on the course more so than actually worry about collecting rings. But you can kind of tell what you have to do. Don't take damage, obviously. Try to get as many rings as you can to that last ring field. And let's see how many rings I needed to collect. I actually need to collect 500, so I was doing pretty good. So, Battle Trial, level 40, or you have to collect 40, or you have to defeat 40 enemies, and for the level 2 trial, here you have to collect 300 rings. So, like I said, take your time, don't take damage, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Now, however, if you remember earlier in this video, I said that the nighttime trials will be the only thing consistent. You'll have to take 20 minutes to get through there for level 1 and everything like that. But yeah, just a moment. Wonderful, that was one for the books. I'm surprised you can carry that many rings. I mean, where do you put them? Okay, so as I was saying, and I believe you have to get through here in 4.5. Yeah, I believe it is 4.5. But I'll go ahead and wait till night. But you have to, as I was talking about consistency, for this level, the nighttime, this is actually the, okay, so, for the Robotnik Land mission and this mission are the only things that's inconsistent with the other missions everywhere else. Yeah, it'll take 20 minutes to beat the level 1, 15 beat level 2, then 10 minutes to beat level 3. For here, you have to get it under, let me see if I find it again, 6 minutes for level 1, 5 minutes for level 2, and 3 minutes for level 3, which isn't that difficult. I just took a long time because I was trying to go after as many of the collectibles as I could. Okay, so time. Okay, well, I do apologize. I guess my thing that I'm sitting here reading is wrong. Alright, get going. Okay, so my bad. So it's pretty consistent until Robotnik Land, and then that's when it gets pretty weird. Time-wise, I don't even think I'll be able to do it. To be quite honest, I may not. I really don't know. It's only one mission. It's a time trial mission, and you have to get through the level in 75 minutes, which is about an hour and 15, which is actually pretty difficult. But you know, we'll just figure it out once we get there. That's about the only thing we can do. So anyway, for here, since we won't have to worry about any collectibles, this should be a lot quicker than when I went through here with the story mode. Most definitely. I guess they don't actually. I guess the egg blizzards, something that's what they're called, egg blizzards, don't actually give you experience points for killing them. So to get out of their ice, all you have to do is just shake the the left control stick to be able to get out from them. You can, there's obvious ways that you can make time while going through these sections, just by not going out of your way to collect rings. Let's see, what did I have to do with you? Oh, just use this as a flamethrower. Remember to use the triangle button, and you can use them as a flamethrower. You can kill all the enemies quickly. It's always useful. Definitely very useful. And it'll save you a lot of time while going through here. So for whatever reason, he's still dancing. Probably because he is glad I didn't kill him. But oh well. Anyway, so remember here you have to do a running dash to be able to get here, but also remember that the range for the lock-on is actually pretty far, so you don't have to worry about making it all the way to be able to reach that. Sadly, this section is a pain to deal with because obviously you have to defeat all the enemies on the bottom, climb up, get the gem, climb back down, put it on the pedestal, then climb back up. So if you're not good with the dash, leap, then you'll have to practice it before actually going through here. But it's not that difficult. If you have any trouble with any moves while doing these on these levels, either day or night, the trial or the battle trial will definitely help you out. Or for here, survival will, as long as it's not like climbing over. Well, I guess even climbing over ledges. Oh crap! Ooh, yeah, that sucked. But just had to do something to get him from continuously blocking. You have to defeat those enemies to open that ledge up. But like with the dash leap, if you do have trouble with it, which is which is actually understandable, it's not the most easiest thing to get a hold of, especially on the ice. For here, you can use the little Rexes to defeat, or at least to damage a lot of the other ones. Even though I just prefer going in through them and trying to defeat as many going through there, trying to ambush them as soon as they appear. The nightmares will definitely benefit. You can definitely gain a leg up on them if you can get them as soon as they appear. And you may actually want to do that before dealing with the little Rexes, because the little Rexes won't give you that much trouble compared to the nightmares, because the deep nightmares will dodge continuously, and you'll have to always be careful and watch out for it. Sadly, we're not quite done with the level just yet. It's probably about the halfway point while going through here. But remember here that you can actually gain a lot of time by grabbing onto this this pole, but remember it does fall. You don't actually have to keep a hold of it. You don't have to actually jump on all 3 poles before you drop down. You can just run and jump to the second one, then drop to the last one, or then drop to this ledge from up there, so you don't have to worry about that. Remember, flip the switch to light the fire. Wait. Oh, okay, I guess you have to throw the switch and then step on it to light the fire. No? Okay, I guess you have to throw the switch to open the door. I don't believe the fire will actually start up again. That would be pretty crappy if it did, though. Oh, okay, so let's see where we're supposed to... That's right, I figured there was going to be... I believe there's going to actually be 2 waves of enemies. Some deep nightmares should appear. You can throw whatever enemies you don't want to deal with off of the course, not the course, but off of the level out to water. Now, you won't gain the experience diamonds from them, so you want to be careful while doing that, but it is definitely useful because you can save a lot of time. You just throw a little Rex you don't want to deal with, because they don't give you that many experience points anyway. So you just take a little Rex, throw it off of a ledge, and won't have to deal with him anymore, which is actually pretty useful while trying to go about destroying them. For here, you have to drop down. See, well, maybe not. You could probably just jump around. Yeah, okay. So you can just jump around the rock and then get onto that higher ledge. For whatever reason, it wasn't letting you jump, or drop down. But hey, figured out a better way to do it, which you can save you a little bit of time, which is always useful. Saving time, especially while doing a time trial, is always good, and it's best to try to experiment with things like that. But you don't want to damage yourself by experimenting with too many things like that. For here, I believe the ledge will catch you, so just jump across the middle. So here's another section that you can potentially gain a lot of time off of. What you want to do is you want to do a dash leap onto this second pole, then turn around. But you have to be pretty precise, because it is actually it's quite possible that you won't be able to go as far as you need to. You won't actually be able to go as far as you need to be able to latch on to the pole. So it's a little bit of trial and error with that. But you just want to make sure that you wait as long as you can before you actually. So all you have to do is just brake. As soon as you see it break the first time, then you can immediately get onto this pillar. But be careful, it is made out of ice, so it does have ice physics. Ice physics do apply with it. Remember to try to, if you have these wall pillars, to try and save as much time as you can by bypassing any low ones that are kind of on level with you, as long as you can reach the higher ones. Going along these swinging poles will definitely save you a lot of time. Through here, you can just jump up immediately. Don't have to worry about those extra 2 wall ledges on the right. Even these enemies, I don't believe you actually have to kill. And I suggest not killing them if you don't have to. We'll see, but I won't make 10 minutes. Sadly, this will be the first time, but I did kind of mess around. I've been going after a little bit too many rings, to be quite honest, and going after too many chaos diamonds when I don't need to. Here's another good potential area to die, and oh no, I guess that's up the road a little bit. Here's a good area where you can save a little bit of time, because you can just light the deep nightmares on fire, kill them immediately. See them running around in the background. Saves you a lot of time, a lot of worry. But if you do want to go after their diamonds, you don't want to let them stray too far away. should be the right door we got to go through. Yes, okay. Okay, so this is the area where you can actually potentially die. I have to grab onto those icicles. You can use the double jump, thankfully, so you want to try to save the double jump if you can. And if you remember this this one section through here, try not to fly off. Just take it slow. But through that one though, you want to go ahead and jump a little bit earlier and use the double jump a little bit earlier. You can grab onto those sides of those square ledges, so you just want to be careful. You can actually break yourself. You can actually both go faster. Oh crap! I'm not gonna make it. Oh crap! I'm not gonna make it. Well, just going along this path is a lot faster anyway, because you have to still kill all these enemies to be able to open the door over here. So just go this way; it's a lot safer, and you don't got to go as far to kill the enemies. For these guys, you just throw them, throw them off the ledge. They don't. If these egg blizzard or these egg typhoons, just throw them right off the ledge. They don't give you anything. They serve no purpose other than just no, really, wow. Okay. Shit. Alright, well, I'm gonna cut to when I get to this point, so see you in a second. Alright, so I'm here, kind of near the same area. You can see the ice field in the far background back there. I decided to go ahead and try to take this shortcut. Well, it's not really a shortcut, but I decided to take the path along the icicles just to see how well it would do. Right now, it does not seem to be paying off all that well. I forgot to take a look at what time I actually had before. Yeah, especially with having to no. Okay. Yeah, I want to be very careful while playing around the edges of the ice fields. Trying to use the critical attack may actually help, because you can just try to kill a lot of these egg fighters a lot quicker. You can see why I decided to go ahead and try to take this, because it brings me right here. I don't have to worry about the ice fields, but I do have to fight this group of enemies again. Obviously you want to try to take out the Cure Master as quickly as possible, so you're not messing around with them. Some ways to try to save time while going through here. If I was trying to do this in 10 minutes, I wouldn't be able to as of right now. A lot of the fights in this level you don't actually have to do. A few of the fights. The one where you have to take the ice and bring it out of the wall. Those two ice ledges, you don't actually have to fight all of those enemies there. While of course it is helpful, you don't have to, and you most certainly. So crap. You most certainly want to use the brakes while going through here, just to try to make sure that you save yourself some trouble until you can get yourself righted, and then just boost speed up through that last portion. But that fight is one fight you don't actually have to do. The ice field with all of the saw blades that are coming out of the ground. That set of fights, all you have to do is just knock out the nightmares. You don't have to worry about the little Rexes, and to weaken the nightmares, you can actually throw the little Rexes at the nightmares, which will actually take nearly half of their health if you are strength level 7, and that will definitely help you out in the long run, because it will weaken the nightmare enough so that you can actually come at it and attack it pretty quickly without actually having to mess around. That's one area where you don't actually have to do a lot of. That's one set of fights you don't actually have to take care of. You have to do. That's the first. I believe that is the first set of fights that you can dodge and miss. The next set will be I believe the ice ledge, like the ice ledge area. You don't have to do that fight as well. It is recommended. Well, it's not even recommended. you don't have to do it. You know, you don't at all whatsoever. In this going through this section, you may want to use the Unleashed to try to take out some of these masters a little bit quicker, but you don't have to do this fight at all, or that fight. Another fight you don't actually have to do is the... Oh, which fight was it? It'll actually save you a lot of time. I can't remember it right off the top of my head. Crap, I'm sorry. It sucks that I can't remember it. What was it? Well, crap. Yeah, there are several fights that you well, the majority of the fights in this level you don't actually have to do to continue on, and that will definitely save you a lot of time. While going through there, you won't have to fight as many enemies, or you won't have to waste time fighting them. And obviously, don't go after the Chaos Diamonds when you're trying to do level 3. Just don't do the Chaos Diamonds. Wonder if that was one for the books. You've got strength and speed to spare, my friend. Very impressive. So this is the last, thankfully, the last Holoska mission that we have to do, and this is the last mission I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and in the video here, I've had to redo that level about 4 times, and I usually die about the 3/4 mark, somewhere in there. So obviously I am tired. This video is probably going to be about an hour, close to an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. As always, with these hot dog missions, I will not do a mission challenge of the video. But just to show off, you know, we have Chunan, Adabat, Shamar, Empire City, and Eggman Land to do. Hopefully I can do take 2 continents in one video. That will definitely help save a lot of time with these videos and help me get done with this section a little bit quicker. But anyway, so I thank you again. Thanks for watching. Next we will do Chunan and then Shamar. Well, the next continent we'll be doing Chunan, and I'll try to do Shamar if I can. You know, if not, well, then that'll just be the next video. But anyway, I'll be doing all this in part 28. So until then, later, everyone. Alright, so I did forget about the survival mission. I had turned my PS3 off and was getting ready to edit the video, and I realized I had forgotten it, so I have to tack it on at the end. Alright, get going, champ. Show me how you handle a do-or-die situation like this one. Just take a look. Okay, so I'll be able to show off a few of those areas that I was talking about where you do not actually have to fight all of the enemies to be able to move on, and that'll definitely help you out with the survival mission, or with the survival aspect of this. If this is one fight you don't actually have to do, you can bypass all of these enemies, which will save you a lot of time. And you can also something that I figured out while messing around with those 4 attempts during the time trial, is you can actually freeze enemies with the egg blizzards, and they will not move unless you break them out of the ice. That is the only way that they will move at all. You know, they cannot break themselves out. They cannot get hit and get broke out. That is the only way. So that will definitely help save you a lot of time. Not fighting the egg blizzards will also save you a lot of time while trying to go through here. Jump dashing, just instead of doing the double jump, just jump dashing will save you quite a bit of time going through that ice field. I will definitely be able to show off the best area that will save you a good portion of time while trying to use the use the egg blizzards and try to take out a few enemies. Here you have to use the dash jump. I know I said that before, but I kind of left it as, oh well, maybe you don't actually have to use the egg or the dash jump you do. There is no other way to get across there. And for here, just to save time, you can jump right on top of it. Well, supposed to drop the gem, but if you do drop the gem, which is actually pretty common, you can let go of it and then just continue moving on. So I've already showed off one fight. There's one fight at the beginning. That's one fight you don't actually have to do. And then the fight up here, which is the first fight that I actually thought you didn't have to do. But here, all you have to do is knock out the 2 nightmares. And you can actually pick up 2 enemies in both hands, and then you can throw them. You can either beat them in your hands, especially if they're little Rexes, or you can you actually can throw them at other enemies, which is pretty useful, or other items like in Mazuri. But all you have to do is just knock out the 2 nightmares. That'll save you a bit of time there. I know I didn't go through that particularly fast, but you know, you can. This is another good section, I believe. Where is that? This is another section where you do not actually have to do any fights. Just well, I guess you have to do this fight, don't you, to unlock the egg flame. But you know, you want to be careful through here because you can't actually fly off the ice or the ledge pretty quickly. I did do that one of my attempts while trying to do the time trial. It does take a little bit of time to do the critical attacks, but especially if you have trouble with the deep nightmares, you want to be very careful doing that. Obviously, you know, it's best a lot of the time just to go ahead and fight them without having to worry. You know, just go ahead and defeat them instead of messing around trying to do the critical attack and end up missing. That'll definitely save you a little bit of time. Let me see. I'm just sitting here trying to remember all of the areas where you can save time. Here, obviously. The second area, though, you do have to be very careful. And I'll show that off the exact way to get across here. And here, you want to make sure you're at the longest point of your jump. Here, you can actually get behind these deep nightmares and ambush them, or you can just take one of these egg blizzards and freeze them all. They will not move. You can see, and then you can just go on and flip the switch over here. Light the fire, and then just continue on. Oh, okay, looks like they actually can break out, but by the time you freeze them, flip the switch, and break them out, that'll definitely help you out. And it'll help you out with the level 3 survival because your health will be really low. Even level 2 survival, you may always want to try to stay away from deep nightmares as much as possible. While they're not as difficult as, say, a Titan, they are, because they like to dodge a lot of the time, and they do hurt for a pretty hefty amount. You always want to try to be careful and just use your triangle attacks while you're going after them. But for the most part, you know, you don't have to be too be too defensive. So here, all you have to do is, you don't have to do this fight. Remember, just you can pull the wheel, and you don't even have to get the ledges out all the way. You can just I'll show off how far how to save some time while pulling the ledge, or turning the wheel, and you should be able to get through it pretty quickly. And if you can learn how to do that and dodge the enemies at the same time, you'll definitely save yourself a lot of time, a lot of useful time. And even though, you know, while I couldn't beat the 3-minute, or get through this level in 10 minutes, I was only about 7 minutes. I had about 7 minutes left. So you see, you have to pull the wheel to about here, or a little bit lower, or a little bit, not quite as far, and you'll not have any trouble at all getting through there. Just remember to jump around this rock, save yourself a bit of time there. You just jump up here, then jump around that ice, that ice wall. Save yourself a little bit of time doing that. Not using the double jump unless you absolutely have to. Through here will save yourself some time as well. And if you can get onto this platform or onto that ledge without actually having to latch on, will save yourself some time as well. Doing a dash leap across there will save yourself time. But for here, you want to make sure that you're at the very edge, and then just leap out as far as you can, and then wait till. Well, you just leap out as far as you can. That'll definitely save yourself a lot of time here as well. You don't actually have to do this fight. All you got to do is say, I don't think you can actually light them on fire. We'll go ahead and just use the Unleashed, because I am actually pretty low on health, and I do not want to die and waste any more time. But this is another fight you don't have to do. Just get over there to the ice pillar, especially because the robots don't seem to want to begin fighting as quickly as the Dark Gaia minions do. Just drop that, and then you can continue to go on. I am going to have some trouble with the last section, sadly. I may even die. I'm not 100% sure as of right now whether I will or won't. But if I was doing the level 3, you would have to be very careful. As I've said before, try to use the Unleashed as much as possible. And just try to stay away from fights that you don't actually have to do. That will, like through here, I'm not going to do that fight just because, you know, it's pretty stupid, as low as I am. You just remember to take all of these fights where you don't actually have to fight into account. Here, you know, just light these deep nightmares on fire. Pretty easy, pretty fun. Actually, especially you see them running around in the background. It's actually pretty funny. Just get rid of that. You don't actually have to hold the flame on it very long. You just have to tap the triangle button, get some flame on it, and you can keep going after that. And then just move on. Here, just, you know, the same thing, you know, as before. Just if you can time it right, you don't actually have to do the double jump, but I suggest doing the double jump because it's a lot safer like that, or that way, than actually relying on that one low, long leap to get you through there. Now, because I'm low on health and because it's such a difficult fight, I suggest staying up with the saw blades, at least in survival mode. And you can see why having a higher life bar through here will definitely help you out, and will pretty much help you out the farther you go along through here. Just remember, you do not actually have to. You can grab onto the egg typhoons. They will move around and away. I'm not actually sure what they do to enemies. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you can throw them at the enemies and keep fighting. Remember to go for the machine gun egg fighter and the cure master. You may not actually want to bring egg typhoon over here. That may not be a very good idea. In hindsight, you'll probably mess yourself up, or you'll probably do yourself more harm than actual good. As I said, I do not believe the egg typhoons do a lot of good like the egg blizzards and flames do. But anyway, just there isn't a lot of time to be made here, as you saw. But here, though, if you can get the right angle going, you can actually save yourself a good amount of time while going through here. Well, since you have the Unleashed, you know, go for it, use it. Remember to take out the egg fighters, the machine gun egg fighters first. The projectile, their projectiles will hurt you in the long run. If you have the cartwheel going, you want to try to go after the Cure Master, just because you'll be able to kill him a lot quicker. Come on, get out of that. Because you'll be able to kill him a lot quicker. Don't forget to look around in the... Oh wait, there's a machine gun egg fighter over here. You want to look around to see if there's any extra upgrades that you can gain on the sides. If you don't have the Unleashed, I should be able to get the Unleashed here, and that'll definitely help out a lot. Okay, there we go. So was able to get it. You want to make sure that you just always use your triangle attacks. Probably should take out that Cure Master, but highest priority would be to take out the egg fighters, and then focus on the Cure Master. You can see there's a upgrade that will get your Unleashed bar up. There's another one, but just remember to you can ambush the Dark Masters as soon as they appear, which is always helpful. And that's it. Not too difficult. Still wouldn't have made it. Still took me about 13 minutes to get through the level, but you know, hey. Thankfully, I can upgrade my strength. Yeah, that's always useful. As I said before, I'll go ahead and upgrade life now. But as I said before, you can gain a lot of. You can do a lot of good with full strength bar, or upgrading your strength all the way compared to life. But you know, having a full life bar definitely does help. But being able to be strong enough to take out all of the enemies as soon as they appear, or as soon as you get into a fight, will definitely help you out in the long run. Wonderful, that was one for the books. Not a single wasted movement, poetry, and motion, my friends. Okay, so that's the final chili dog, or that's 5 chili dogs I'm going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and officially end the video here. Thank you for watching, and we'll begin Chun'an in part 28 as I said before. So until then, later everyone. Alright, so I did forget about the survival mission. I had turned my PS3 off and was getting ready to edit the video, and I realized I had forgotten it, so I have to tack it on at the end. Alright, get going, champ. Show me how you handle a do-or-die situation like this one. Just take a look. Okay, so I'll be able to show off a few of those areas that I was talking about where you do not actually have to fight all of the enemies to be able to move on, and that'll definitely help you out with the survival mission, or with the survival aspect of this. If this is one fight you don't actually have to do, you can bypass all of these enemies, which will save you a lot of time. And you can also, something that I figured out while messing around with those 4 attempts during the time trial, is you can actually freeze enemies with the egg blizzards, and they will not move unless you break them out of the ice. That is the only way that they will move at all. You know, they cannot break themselves out. They cannot get hit and get broke out. That is the only way. So that will definitely help save you a lot of time. Not fighting the egg blizzards will also save you a lot of time while trying to go through here. Jump dashing, just instead of doing the double jump, just jump dashing will save you quite a bit of time going through that ice field. I will definitely be able to show off the best area that will save you a good portion of time while trying to use the use the egg blizzards and try to take out a few enemies. Here you have to use the dash jump. I know I said that before, but I kind of left it as, oh well, maybe you don't actually have to use the egg or the dash jump. You do. There is no other way to get across there. And for here, just to save time, you can jump right on top of it. Well, you're supposed to drop the gem, but if you do drop the gem, which is actually pretty common, you can let go of it and then just continue moving on. So I've already showed off one fight at the beginning. That's one fight you don't actually have to do. And then the fight up here, which is the first fight that I actually thought you didn't have to do. But here, all you have to do is knock out the 2 nightmares, and you can actually pick up 2 enemies in both hands, and then you can throw them. You can either beat them in your hands, especially if they're little Rexes, or you can you actually can throw them at other enemies, which is pretty useful, or other items like in Mazuri. But all you have to do is just knock out the 2 nightmares. That'll save you a bit of time there. I know I didn't go through that particularly fast, but you know, you can. This is another good section, I believe. Where is that? This is another section where you do not actually have to do any fights. Just well, I guess you have to do this fight, don't you, to unlock the egg flame. But you know, you want to be careful through here because you can't actually fly off the ice or the ledge pretty quickly. I did do that one of my attempts while trying to do the time trial. It does take a little bit of time to do the critical attacks, but especially if you have trouble with the deep nightmares, you want to be very careful doing that. Obviously, you know, it's best a lot of the time just to go ahead and fight them without having to worry. You know, just go ahead and defeat them instead of messing around trying to do the critical attack and end up missing. That'll definitely save you a little bit of time. Let me see. I'm just sitting here trying to remember all of the areas where you can save time. Here, obviously. The second area, though, you do have to be very careful. And I'll show that off the exact way to get across here. And here, you want to make sure you're at the longest point of your jump. Here, you can actually get behind these deep nightmares and ambush them, or you can just take one of these egg blizzards and freeze them all. They will not move. You can see, and then you can just go on and flip the switch over here. Light the fire, and then just continue on. Oh, okay, looks like they actually can break out, but by the time you freeze them, flip the switch, and break them out, that'll definitely help you out. And it'll help you out with the level 3 survival because your health will be really low. Even level 2 survival, you may always want to try to stay away from deep nightmares as much as possible. While they're not as difficult as, say, a Titan, they are, because they like to dodge a lot of the time, and they do hurt for a pretty hefty amount. You always want to try to be careful and just use your triangle attacks while you're going after them. But for the most part, you know, you don't have to be too be too defensive. So here, all you have to do is, you don't have to do this fight. Remember, you can pull the wheel, and you don't even have to get the ledges out all the way. You can just I'll show off how far how to save some time while pulling the ledge, or turning the wheel, and you should be able to get through it pretty quickly. And if you can learn how to do that and dodge the enemies at the same time, you'll definitely save yourself a lot of time, a lot of useful time. And even though, you know, while I couldn't beat the 3-minute, or get through this level in 10 minutes, I was only about 7 minutes. I had about 7 minutes left. So you see, you have to pull the wheel to about here, or a little bit lower, or a little bit, not quite as far, and you'll not have any trouble at all getting through there. Just remember to jump around this rock, save yourself a bit of time there. You just jump up here, then jump around that ice wall. Save yourself a little bit of time doing that. Not using the double jump unless you absolutely have to. Through here will save yourself some time as well. And if you can get onto this platform or onto that ledge without actually having to latch on, will save yourself some time as well. Doing a dash leap across there will save yourself time. But for here, you want to make sure that you're at the very edge, and then just leap out as far as you can, and then wait till, well, you just leap out as far as you can. That'll definitely save yourself a lot of time. Here as well, you don't actually have to do this fight. All you got to do is say, I don't think you can actually light them on fire. We'll go ahead and just use the Unleashed, because I am actually pretty low on health, and I do not want to die and waste any more time. But this is another fight you don't have to do. Just get over there to the ice pillar, especially because the robots don't seem to want to begin fighting as quickly as the Dark Gaia minions do. Just drop that, and then you can continue to go on. I am going to have some trouble with the last section, sadly. I may even die. I'm not 100% sure as of right now whether I will or won't. But if I was doing the level 3, you would have to be very careful. As I've said before, try to use the Unleashed as much as possible. And just try to stay away from fights that you don't actually have to do. That will, like through here, I'm not going to do that fight just because, you know, it's pretty stupid, as low as I am. You just remember to take all of these fights where you don't actually have to fight into account. Here, you know, just light these deep nightmares on fire. Pretty easy, pretty fun. Actually, especially you see them running around in the background. It's actually pretty funny. Just get rid of that. You don't actually have to hold the flame on it very long. You just have to tap the triangle button, get some flame on it, and you can keep going after that. And then just move on. Here, just, you know, the same thing, you know, as before. Just if you can time it right, you don't actually have to do the double jump. But I suggest doing the double jump because it's a lot safer like that, or that way, than actually relying on that one low, long leap to get you through there. Now, because I'm low on health and because it's such a difficult fight, I suggest staying up with the saw blades, at least in survival mode. And you can see why having a higher life bar through here will definitely help you out, and will pretty much help you out the farther you go along through here. Just remember, you do not actually have to, you can grab onto the egg typhoons. They will move around and away. I'm not actually sure what they do to enemies. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you can throw them at the enemies and keep fighting. Remember to go for the machine gun egg fighter and the cure master. You may not actually want to bring egg typhoon over here. That may not be a very good idea. In hindsight, you'll probably mess yourself up, or you'll probably do yourself more harm than actual good. As I said, I do not believe the egg typhoons do a lot of good like the egg blizzards and flames do. But anyway, just there isn't a lot of time to be made here, as you saw. But here, though, if you can get the right angle going, you can actually save yourself a good amount of time while going through here. Well, since you have the Unleashed, you know, go for it, use it. Remember to take out the egg fighters, the machine gun egg fighters first. The projectile, their projectiles will hurt you in the long run. If you have the cartwheel going, you want to try to go after the Cure Master, just because you'll be able to kill him a lot quicker. Come on, get out of that. Because you'll be able to kill him a lot quicker. Don't forget to look around in the... Oh wait, there's a machine gun egg fighter over here. You want to look around to see if there's any extras extra upgrades that you can gain on the sides. If you don't have the Unleashed, I should be able to get the Unleashed here, and that'll definitely help out a lot. Okay, there we go. So was able to get it. You want to make sure that you just always use your triangle attacks. Probably should take out that Cure Master, but highest priority would be to take out the Egg Fighters, and then focus on the Cure Master. You can see there's a upgrade that will get your Unleashed bar up. There's another one, but just remember to you can ambush the Dark Masters as soon as they appear, which is always helpful. And that's it. Not too difficult. Still wouldn't have made it. Still took me about 13 minutes to get through the level, but you know, hey. Thankfully, I can upgrade my strength. That's always useful. As I said before, I'll go ahead and upgrade the life now. But as I said before, you can gain a lot of. You can do a lot of good with full strength bar, or upgrading your strength all the way compared to life. But you know, having a full life bar definitely does help. But being able to be strong enough to take out all of the enemies as soon as they appear, or as soon as you get into a fight, will definitely help you out in the long run. Wonderful, that was one for the books. Not a single wasted movement, poetry, and motion, my friends. Okay, so that's the final chili dog, or that's 5 chili dogs I'm going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and officially end the video here. Thank you for watching, and we'll begin Chunan in part 28 as I said before. So until then, later everyone.